Hey everybody! So here it is, the 28th of January 2020. This is SITREP 24. Hope everybody's doing alright out there. It's a little bit chilly down here in Central Florida right now. All you guys in the Northeast sent your cold down here. That's not cool. Not cool. Get right to it here. Alright, so corrections. I said in SITREP 19 that I would be practicing my lead licks on the guitar. But that's not possible because the numbness in these two fingers, because of my torn labrum, is making playing guitar, at least lead, impossible. I haven't been able to do that. So all this dead time I have would have been perfect to practice guitar, and I can't. So, but I did buy a PS4, PlayStation 4. So I never thought that would come from these lips, but I got so bored, I'm like, I got to do something, and so I ended up buying a video game, and this is actually a tank game on there. It's been a lot of fun, World of Tanks. I've been playing that. That's what I do in my copious spare time. My weight thing, I don't know what's going on with my weight. I had an appointment at Hematology Oncology last week, and so I got on the scale, I expected to say 160 something. It said 180. So there's 180. That's where I used to get my chemotherapy on Mondays. Downstairs was radiation oncology. I used to go down there. They had a scale down there I used to weigh in, and that was on doctor days. And I noticed there was a difference between those two. And then I have the scale here at home, and all three have been different. So I don't know if I freaking lost weight or what. It seems like I lost a couple of pounds according to this scale. I don't know what's going on, man. It's driving me nuts, but it is what it is. Whatever. I look the same. I feel the same. So I think this scale is more accurate. I think I'm about 180, which means I didn't lose a whole lot. Symptoms, additions, and updates. My tongue is finally healed. Finally, that whole thing I had on the right side of my tongue, gone. So that's a huge, just thing I don't have to worry about, and it makes me feel a lot better. I'm not in pain. You see this right here? That's me shaking my leg. My restless leg syndrome is bad. I'll get to that in a minute. So, I still have these instances where saliva goes down my windpipe just out of nowhere. It seems to happen quite a bit, and that started back at SITREP 18 in early December, and it's not gone yet. So it's an effect or a side effect of my swallow muscles and that whole part of my inner throat being affected by the radiation. So, and last week I broke out in acne all over my forehead. Can you see it? So out of nowhere, just boom, bumps popped up like crazy. So it tells me my body's getting back to normal. So I have bad skin. So taste is most interesting. So this past Wednesday night, I experienced salty just on the front half of my tongue, and just like along the edge, which is really weird. Usually salty is on the sides of your tongue, and sweet is on the tip. Now I had salty all over there. And then when I was drinking Milo, which is a thing you squirt into regular water, it just flavors the water, and I have the kind that has electrolytes in it, like Gatorade, to help you when you drink normal water. It helps you to retain it. Well, so electrolytes are basically salts. So I'm thinking, maybe that Milo tasted salty, Milo water, was just my tongue sensing and tasting the electrolytes. I don't know. That's weird. But then Thursday morning, I experienced sweet on the back half of my tongue. Right? So that's not supposed to be there. It's supposed to be on the tip. So sweet and a half back. And that's still kind of going on. As a matter of fact, a weird thing, I was in the shower, and I stick my tongue on, and I let the shower run on my tongue just to help clean it off. And I tasted sweet. So apparently any stimulation of my taste buds makes the whole back of my tongue taste sweet. And now, since last Wednesday and all that, I'm starting to switch over, and I'm starting to get more of a sense of taste, if I can say that. So I'm not back 100%, and it's still mostly salty that I taste. But like for instance, all last week I was eating soups and salads, just a little bit in a bowl. Um, and man, is it cold. Brrr, I hate this. Um, but yeah, my taste buds are starting to come back. So nothing tastes great. Most of it kind of tastes inert, or I can taste a little bit. It's a little bit better than inert, but it's not all the way back yet by any means. Um, so yeah, they're coming back. That's good. The restless leg, I figured out in the last couple of nights. That's the thing that's keeping me up. And instead of taking pain pills to stop that and be able to sleep, I told my doc about it, and she agreed it's not good to be taking pain pills just to get to sleep. So she gave me an antidepressant that it's only an antidepressant if you take it in higher levels than what I'm taking. I'm only taking 50 to 100 milligrams. If you take it up to the 3 or 400 milligram level, then it's an antidepressant. So there are some side effects to it. The pain pill would make me feel kind of groggy and sleepy. This stuff, I tried it last night. I didn't want to, but I tried to go to sleep normally. I woke up after an hour and a half, and I'm like, you know what? I'm trying these pills. So I took one. I sat there for like an hour, and I felt a little weird, a little groggy, but not tired like I was in the pain pills. And I was like, you know what? I got to try and get to sleep. So I stood up, and then I felt drunk. I was like, holy crap. So that's apparently how these pills make you feel. I only took one, so 50 milligrams is it. I didn't wake up with a hangover or a headache or anything like that, but it gave me dry mouth big time, so you can't win. Next thing, that my tinnitus, the ringing in my ears is way up. I had a certain level of tinnitus all the time before I was diagnosed. Now, since I had radiation and chemotherapy, it's almost double. Like, it's really a high ring. So I got and now that my earache's gone, I got to try and find my hearing aids. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I talked about this before, but my hearing aids are dual mode, so I can have just regular hearing aid, or I can put them on. It's actually 3 modes, or I can put them on chime, where I get these chimes in my ear, and that helps to keep my central nervous system busy, and it cuts down on the ringing in my ears, and then I can do a combination of the two. So I'm gonna try those again, see if the volume is high enough, because the volume was set for what I needed before my tinnitus was so high. Now that the ringing is higher, I'll probably have to go back to the VA. I'm going back tomorrow, so maybe I'll stop by the audiology department and have them adjusted so they can crank the sound up a little bit. That's pretty much it for symptoms and updates. I know it was kind of a lot, but updates. So it was kind of weird. I had to fill out this a whole bunch of paperwork for my insurance company, and it was like, onset of this and when did that start. And luckily, I had all these reference videos, so I went back and I used all these SITREPs to it was the 4th of December, and that was the 8th of October when that happened. So I knew exactly when everything was happening, which was pretty cool. I went and seen my hematology oncologist late last week, and she told me that the radiation probably affected my thyroid. So that's something that has to be monitored from now on, because that controls a lot of stuff. I mean, your hair falling out and your weight and all that. So she said it's pretty common, though, for radiation to burn out your thyroid wherever it is, somewhere in your daggone neck, which is not good for me. I've realized I've been out of work now for like 3.5 months almost. That's a long time, and I'm still going to be out for another little while, just till I can get my strength back up and I can eat. Those are the two things that are keeping me from going back. And slowly I'm being able to eat. I'm probably going to try and go back sooner than later. I got to do something. I'm going crazy. I see my dentist tomorrow. That's going to be interesting, because remember, they wanted me to have my bottom molars, my molars on this side pulled. I said no. And so far, so good. I mean, it feels okay to me. So I don't know what the issue was with her, what her problem was. But like I said, I looked at a bunch of different studies, and only like 4% of the people had issues with their teeth. So I'm like, why are you just going to yank my teeth out if only 4% of people have problems with it? So no, I didn't do it. I think I made the right decision, at least so far. Let me knock on wood, because I want my damn teeth. And lastly, but certainly not least, our vacation planning stalled. I mean, big time. It seemed like we were all kind of agreeing on the Caribbean, like, yeah, I guess that's the Excuse me. That's what we're gonna do until I seen some of the reviews. So now, oh good, yeah, the pool pump just shut off. See how quiet it gets? Crickets, crickets. But now it seems like nobody wants to make a decision where to go. And I think the houseboat thing is definitely out. Did you see the story about that? The houseboats that were tied to a pier and all of them caught on fire. And it was like 8 people missing, and it was in Tennessee. Oh my God! My daughter before that happened was like, I don't know if I want to go on a boat without somebody pulling fire guard because anything could happen and we could all die on the boat. And I'm like, what's the chances of that happen? And then this thing happened in Tennessee. I'm like, holy crap, that's a real deal, man. So yeah, they're all parked real close and the slips at the dock, and one caught on fire and just caught all of them on fire right down the road, like a whole bunch of them. And they were fishing people out of the water, and there's 8 people missing. And it's bad juju, and there's been an update since then. That information is a couple days old. So I still don't know what's going on with vacation. The Airbnb thing, I'll tell you, one cool thing I found was Murfreesboro, Arkansas. It's like there's a national state park. I think it's Diamond National State Park or something, where they turn over the dirt and you go there, you get a bucket and you search and you dig and they find rubies and emeralds and diamonds and all kinds of stuff there. And I thought that would be a cool thing for the family to do, you know. And then a couple miles from the Airbnb in the other direction was a place where you can rent UTVs, that's utility vehicles, basically like gators and stuff you drive around in. There's a bunch of trails, like nice trails you can drive around and just be with nature and stuff, picnic, you know. I thought that would be kind of neat. And then there's also the house or the lake that this one house in particular that I found is on, that you can rent sea-doos too. So I'm like, there's 3 things that we could do. Now this place is kind of remote. I mean, it's you either fly into Dallas Fort Worth or Bill and Hillary Clinton Airport. And so that's an added expense because it's a little farther away than, like, say, South Carolina on the East Coast for both of us. And then it's an hour and 45 drive to the house from both of those airports. There's no Wi-Fi, so there's no option of, you know, screwing off and you know, getting on in the electrons and just turning into a vegetable again. So I thought that would be a decent place to spend family time together. And then another place I found, you can rent jet skis, but there's a lot of restaurants you can go to eat as well. Oh, and by the way, the place in Arkansas, it's like a half-hour drive to get to anything. Like there's nothing there. So anyway, that's the SITREP I got for this week, guys. Not a whole lot, not a lot of fun stuff, I should say. Just all kind of, you know, medical stuff for the most part. So I'm sorry about that, but that's where we're at. All right. So I hope everybody's doing cool out there. I'll do another one of these in about a week or so when I got enough information to put out. All right. Until then, I'll see you guys later. Take care. Bye.